You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
When I blanked the security guard. All right. JP goes, But you answered it, see? Schuck says, after. So he must be reading this out of his notes, but Schuck says, after I came down and shut down all the elevators. Okay, so this timeline is crazy. It's hard to follow when he's getting debriefed here, right?
Well, yeah, because it's not a timeline. He is so sporadic here that, and the guy's questioning him so bizarre. It's you question people in a timeline. Then what happened? Then what happened? You don't tell him what happened, and then he agrees. I mean, we go over this all the time. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
All right. So Schuck says, after I came down and shut all the elevators, and that's how he said it, I didn't know where he went or anything, but me and blank, the engineer, which I don't know, I don't think it's Shannon because the blackout is very small, but it looks like a S actually at the beginning. So anyway. We don't know who that second engineer is. Remember the second engineer? That Schuck actually said that he was downstairs with, and the guy says, correct. Hey, Schuck, when you go back upstairs, can you grab my cart? We're like, we didn't see a cart. There were two carts. Schuck had a cart. This guy had a cart. And evidently they're both on 32.
Yes.
Where are they?
These are shut down. We got to take up to the 29th. Then we can take the stuff. Sounds good. Let's do it. Hey, can you get us up to the 29th? Yeah. You guys ready?
Let's make this so easy. Can we pass our equipment on the boulevard? We need the northbound boulevard shut down.
I think it's taking the 28th. Can we take the stairs? Yeah.
There's
so, Activity, get out on the radio. Can we advise if that's what we're doing? If we can get on it. Yeah, I know. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, 350 WC2 on the CC, and it's at South Central.
Yeah, I told you. All bears are locked out. Call them and yeah. These are shut down. We got to take up to the 29th. Then we can take the stuff. Sounds good. Let's do it. Hey, can you get us up to the 29th? Yeah. You guys ready?
Let's make this so easy. Can we pass our equipment on the boulevard? We need the northbound boulevard shut down.
I think it's taking the 28th. Can we take the stairs? Yeah.
So,
Activity, get out on the radio. Can we advise if that's what we're doing? If we can get on it. Yeah, I know. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, 350 WC2, I'm at the C2, and it's at South Bay.
Yeah, I told you. Elevators are locked out. Call them. Yeah, I don't want to
Control CP. Please take all emergency or all EMS.
We're going up to 29 right now. Or 28 and then walk up to 29.
Please take all emergency personnel, EMS personnel to gate 2B, or no, sorry, gate 4A and gate 5.
That's fine. We got
Or
we have them
evac.
strapped on 30. We don't know for sure.
So we're going way up to 28.
We were pinned down for a minute and we could see him. You want me to go with you or do you want me to stay? Take one officer with you and then stay here at the elevator to direct people. These are all locked out. 28 and get it out on the radio for us. 590K. Okay. None of these elevators will work. Okay.
We can't go down 128. Working our way up. Be at UMC. You're going to start getting
any more shots fired from them? I was outside. I didn't hear anything. Got 9. Okay, so 2 teams. Matchco, you take one. I'll take the other. You got it? Here's the deal. Front of the elevator with Matchco. Back the elevator with me. Okay? I have a wreck out one.
At the Boulevard in Tropicana on the southwest corner.
Control 765.
No. You four in the front or with Matchco?
I'm going to meet
Us in the back.
Just north of the vent.
Yeah,
We got an officer with a gunshot wound to the neck.
Where's my force? We gotta get to the. Let's get.
Yeah.
There's only 2 carts on 32.
No one saw the other cart, the one that's actually in the pictures.
No, and there's only 2 carts.
Exactly.
One in front of 134, one in the room of 134.
Right.
And they were supposed to be meal carts. But
Well, and the elevator showed Schuck with the cart going up that elevator, the one I'm talking about.
yeah. Of course, Schuck was coming down the elevator.
Coming down from the 60th floor, yes.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
but the video says he was going up.
Right.
Crazy. Okay, anyway. So he says, after I came down and shut down all the elevators, I didn't know where he went or anything, but me and blank, the engineer, which is the second engineer, went to the Four Seasons. He was at the base of the 200 elevators, and I asked him, now I don't know who he's referring to, okay? I think it's Campos. But he was at the base of the 200 elevators there, and I asked him, hey, you okay, bro? Thank you for saving my life. So it must have been Campos. Okay. And he was down there just waiting, and we had to go up. So that was a detail I missed. So what he's saying here, let's put this in perspective.
Right.
He goes down to the basement, sees another engineer, right? Sees Campos at the basement. Now, we know when Campos departed the hallway. He was told by the cop, go. And he had to go down to the service elevator 200. And went down to the basement somewhere, okay? Now, so right then and there, what Schuck's saying is there's 3 people.
Right.
Schuck, another engineer, and Campos. Okay? He says something to Campos, and he basically says, hey, you okay, bro? Thank you for saving my life, end quote. He says, and then he and this other second engineer went from that basement area in the 200 wing. Who is the second engineer? I want to see his statement. Okay, anyway.
Right.
JP, the cop, says, oh, cool. And one question I was going to ask you about, blank, the security guard, which is, I guess, Jesus, right?
Right.
Schuck says yes. JP says, the first time you took cover, so now we're back in the hallway.
We're back in the hallway now.
Okay. The first time you took cover, is that when you noticed he had been shot in the leg? Schuck says yes. JP says okay.
So instead of saying, when did you notice? Or he would have said it, and then what, and then what, and then what, and we've already been there.
Oh, he placed him there. Yeah.
He placed him there. Schuck
says, I noticed when he yelled at me to get cover. Okay. So this is going to be this is going to be very interesting right now. And that's why I keep saying this is the longest sworn statement in this entire case, appears right now anyway. And there's a lot of detail that Schuck has, and he was only there for a couple minutes. But anyway.
Right.
But this right here, it just keeps on getting better. Okay. He can't, let's just say it, let's just put it out there. Schuck can't shut up.
He can't. Schuck can't shut up.
All right. Shut up, Schuck. I mean, that's probably what the Bureau and everybody else is saying. But so.
Okay.
So Schuck says, I noticed when Campos, yelled at me to get cover. he had pulled his pant leg up, so it was kind of the first thing that caught my eye. Then I could see that he was hit. Okay, so I'm going to add this to the timeline, because what that really means is Campos was in the cubby area of whichever room he was standing in front of.
Right.
He's got 3 different locations with his pant leg already up. All right. Tells Schuck to get cover. Schuck looks at him when he says that and sees that his pant leg's already up.
Right.
Good timestamp. All right. I like it. JP, the cop, says, do you remember which leg? Schuck says his calf. JP, the cop, says, it was in his calf? Schuck says, yeah. I honestly, I'm pretty sure it was his right leg, because when I told him to not put pressure on it, I think he was more leaning on his left. So this statement right here is saying that while Schuck was in the hallway in front of 117, which is the first time he took cover.
Right.
He's in the middle of the hallway. Campos says, take cover. He looks at Campos. Campos already has his pant leg pulled up, and he notices he got shot in the left calf, or in the calf. He takes cover, and he's saying while he was in the hallway taking cover is what he's saying. He just placed himself there.
Right.
To not put pressure on it. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. So they're having a conversation here, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So JP, the cop, says, so you guys were close enough to where – now see, what's interesting with JP, the cop here, and the FIT investigators is sometimes their questions allude to the fact that they start going into an actual investigative question mode.
Right.
But what we don't see are the cops and the attorneys who are probably
and the
staring
FBI
him down, or the FBI and the attorneys staring him down, going, "Move your questioning to irrelevancy." Okay?
Tapping on his shoulder, going, "Okay,
it's a little close.
We need to move on."
Right. So anyway, JP says this. So you guys were close enough to where even with the volley gunfire, or at times you guys could still communicate? Schuck says yes.
I do. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Schuck says yes, but it was too loud. Okay, so he says yes. He answers
It was
the question.
too loud.
So remember, I mean, this may take us a little bit, dude, because this right here, I think, is pretty critical to how fake this statement is.
Yeah.
JP says you could still communicate because he just told us he communicated.
Exactly. Exactly.
So Schuck says yes, but it was too loud. I mean, if we were to communicate, we would have to put our head out, right? They'd have to stick their heads out. JP, the cop, says, yeah. Schuck says, if we wanted to see each other, but we didn't communicate, no. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Schuck actually says they communicated.
He's
the
got
cop
people
verifies it, and now he's saying, no, we didn't communicate because it was too loud.
He's got people behind him going, no, do not say that. I wish we had a video of this stuff, because you could see him look up and see somebody going, or whatever. It's terrible, man. I feel so bad for these victims, man. I tell you what, and this is one of the worst that I've ever seen. Even a somebody taking a I just saw it today, acting like a Domino's pizza delivery guy, stealing stuff off the UPS packages off the front porch.
Mm-hmm.
They'd interview him better than they did a mass shooting.
Yeah.
And it's just it's disgraceful, man. It's just I feel bad for the ones that are innocent that are caught up in it. The officers that had to, like, they had their arm pulled behind their back, because still, and I may be mistaken, but still, you haven't heard anything from any officers.
Well, we haven't got to their sworn statements, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking after the fact.
Oh, no.
It's been a couple years. We haven't heard anything from any employee.
They probably all signed a non-disclosure.
I know. And so, it's too
okay.
bad. Go ahead, man.
So anyway, JP, the cop, says, so then going back to the breach. So basically that conversation
is done.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!